guys, my name is Sparrow with WTFGamersOnly. Like I was telling you guys in my post, we're going to be covering a MOBA game for a mobile device. It's going to be from Critical Bacon Games, and the game is Jurojin. And here we have today, we have Kelvin.
Hey guys, I'm Kelvin from Critical Bacon Games. We're going to be showing you our new game called Jurojin, coming out this fall for iOS and Android. And here's my co-founder Avery.
Hey guys, I'm Avery. I'm one of the co-founders for Critical Bacon Games. I do all the art on it, and we want to show you our game.
Here's our map. It's the arena is like a big wheel with contention points around the outside. And in the center of the map is a gong, which is like the final contention point that you unlock to win the match. There's a lot of variety in terrain to use different kinds of abilities. So we have here abilities. You do the abilities by holding down this button and then connecting these chakra gates. And then replace your abilities here. Firing at this. It's all very fast paced. Real-time synchronous, so that anything you do, it happens immediately on the other side, so people see like you move around.
Alright, so tell me a little bit more about the game and how it's going to work. I heard you guys doing PvP on it?
Yeah, so you don't see a lot of real-time multiplayer on iOS and Android, and I think the hardware can totally handle it, right? I mean, this is better than a PlayStation 2, and all these developers, they're not really like capitalizing on what you can do on these devices. So we really wanted to have an experience that, you're coming from a PC, you're coming from console, you should be able to have the same kind of quality on an iPhone. So, that's what we're trying to do here. And, being big fans of, MOBAs on PC, we want to build something like that on the iPhone, right? So here we have, in Jurojin, we have high skill cap kind of gameplay, where there's lots of abilities and lots of interesting things that you can see. So the PvP is real time. We think it's really important that for a skill-based game, you should be able to exercise those twitch reflexes and really show accuracy and skill in that respect. iPhone is more than just tapping, right? You want to be able to use that touchscreen, the high fidelity targeting, and we try to make all of our controls kind of take advantage of that, right? So for example, you can always see what's going on in the battlefield in our game because you drag the map around rather than trying to tap on everything. Because those games you try to tap on everything and you just cover everything up, right? It's like, who wants to see that, right? You want to see your character.
Yeah.
Right? So, our game, you can do high fidelity targeting, hold the button down, and then you get targeting reticles like you used to in your PC games, right? And it's all very fast and high precision. So I do this, I can look across the map and actually target accurately for this guy here, right? And then it turns me to like movement mode where I can run around really accurately.
One of the great things about this is it looks pretty fast paced and there's zero lag at all, which makes it very great.
Yeah, that was really important to us. So we're a two-man team, and all this technology is coming to the fore for web-based technology. So we're leveraging a lot of that so we can scale effectively, right? Riot had to build all kinds of servers to support League of Legends, and we don't really have the staff for that right now, but we have web services where you can scale up just by pushing a button, right? So we're going to launch with just 1 versus 1, but the system can totally handle 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, and we're going to see those interesting interplay between people cooperating with different abilities, right?
So as the company grows, so will the PvP action
right.
start to grow.
So there's a lot of potential here to make the game even more interesting as it kind of progresses and players figure out what's good and what's bad about it. Because we really want to ask the players and get them involved and say, hey, what do you like about this, and make that the game, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's like players don't really have much input, right? But with a small team like ours, we can totally turn around your ideas and get it in the game and make something that you want to play, right? Because we're building this for us too. We're gamers, right? We want to build games that we want to play. And I think that gets lost sometimes for bigger companies, right?
And then as a mobile game, how do you guys plan to do the whole pricing structure with it?
So, we really believe that, when you're playing the game, you're playing because you enjoy the game and you're getting something in return, emotional value, something like that. So, if you just download the game, you don't know yet, right? There's a lot of things that you don't know about the game. Maybe you don't want to pay for it yet. So we want to make it free so that you can really get to know the game first. And then once you get to know the game, we think, you're probably going to want to spend money on it because it's that good, right? So, you don't pay for power in this game. You pay for kind of the breadth of experience, right? So you're paying for things like quality level. You can get new costumes. You can customize your hair. Pretty standard fare stuff. But you can also do things like, keep some abilities around longer so that, if you really like an ability set, maybe for everybody else they go away because there's new abilities that get replaced, but you want to keep your standard fare to have your, kind of your role-playing personalization. Right?
So how's the abilities going to be working out every week? Like, what do you guys plan to do?
So we're going to launch with like 50, right?
Okay.
Which is pretty ambitious, but we think we can do it and have it nicely balanced. And then every few weeks we're going to launch new ability packs, right? We're going to have sand ninjas invading. We're going to have, shadow ninjas invading. And they come with their own abilities and you can steal it from them, right? You steal their abilities and use them as your own, right? So the combat gets more and more interesting as new abilities come in because, maybe the sand ninjas have, special abilities that deal with earth and you can like tunnel through the ground or do something like that, right? Or if you stand near the water, maybe you could channel the water and use it as extra power, right?
So you showed us some of the abilities and you talked to us about some of it already, but where did the creativity for it come from?
So, like I said, a lot of the creativity comes from us wanting to build a game that we want to play, right? We're gamers, and there's obviously the homage to like Naruto,
Yes.
right? We love Naruto.
That's what I was thinking.
So we're kind of trying to package that in a form factor that can work with mechanics, right? Because in Naruto there's 12 seals. We have 8 chakra gates instead, so you connect your chakra gates rather than putting together 12 seals because we found that, you want fast-paced action, 12 is just too much, right? So 8 feels just about right. And we've spent a lot of time iterating and making sure that the action doesn't suffer from the kind of design choices, right?
And then for the levels, are you guys going to separate the beginners from the advanced and intermediate to the experts?
Right. Yeah, for the levels, we're going to have different tiers of matchmaking so that, you don't go in against somebody who's got all the abilities and they're going to just trash you, right? We want to make sure that, as you progress through the game, you're going to meet people that have similar skills so that you can learn from them, right? Because this game is really about learning, right? Most games, they're really about learning. You want to see how the world operates. And we think there's a lot of dynamic stuff in this game that you can learn about. And we're really excited about that.
Are you guys going to have any storylines or any character development?
So, our ninja's got this secret past that, we might not divulge just yet. But there is storyline, and we're going to have quite a bit of solo play in order to get those abilities so that